Welcome to Mock the Mock, where I take a look at someone else's mock draft and I mock it, give you my views, thoughts, and opinions. Got a great one for you today. We're going to travel to the lands of CBS and take a look at Ryan Wilson, mainstay of the channel at this point. I love Ryan Wilson's mocks because they always surprise me. And to be fair, this early in the process, it's going to be very difficult to surprise me, but I figured Ryan could do it. So let's go ahead, get into this sucker with pick one. Don't know how the draft order, okay, it's based on Super Bowl odds via the sports line. And we got a trade in one. Okay, this is weird because Field Yates did the same thing with his mock draft. And they go with Carson Beck. So Giants move up. First, it's going to cost a lot to move up to one. You get Carson Beck. With me in this draft class, I'm getting like 2022 flashbacks when it comes to this quarterback class. So I'm a little hesitant to move up. Not to say the season won't change how I feel about this quarterback class. The season will reveal many things to us. So I'm not going to hate on it too much. I get it. Danny Dimes ain't it. Denver Broncos at pick 2 go Mason Graham. He's currently the number 2 overall prospect on my board. I think this would be a really good pickup for the Broncos. I mean, of course it is with his level of talent, but to add some much needed zest to that offensive line or defensive line, excuse me, because really all they're rolling with right now is Zach Allen. He's kind of the face on that defensive line, and outside of that, it's just really some rotation options in like DJ Jones. I mean, to be fair, they got John Franklin Myers there, but he's a guy that's very versatile. He'll play outside, he'll play inside. So I like the addition of Graham. It's good. Carolina Panthers go with Kelvin Banks. Okay, we're going to read this one. There are some dudes along the offensive line in this draft class, and it'll be fun to see who differentiates themselves as OT1. For now, Banks is my guy. Panthers are happy with Bryce Young, fortify the offensive line. Okay, you fortify. I mean, you already got Akem Ekwonu, unless you're expecting things to just really go downhill for Akem Ekwonu. And you got Taylor Moden, who's actually been solid, I don't know, his whole career. So I don't know if I like the tackle pick for the Panthers, but again, it's early to say. Patriots take Will Campbell at pick 4. I think this is fine. Obviously, there is a tackle need in New England. I would love if they were able to kick Michael Onwenu back inside. You got Caden Wallace, drafted him in the 3rd round. He was a right tackle for a large portion of his career with Penn State. So I don't know if there's a want there to move him to left tackle. I've seen a variety of different names at left tackle for the Patriots. Like they right now got low there. You brought in Corfor, but he's a depth. He's a backup. So yeah, Will Campbell would make sense. And then we got Mikael Williams going to the Titans. Titans do need some pass rush. They do need themselves some pass rush. I mean, Harold Landry's been a fine pass rusher for many years. Take out some of the injuries, but like really he's more of a complimentary edge 2 player. And I mean, who do you have across from right now? Arden Key, who's all right. Yeah, I think Sweeney on a high upside player like Williams would be a-okay. The guy just needs he needs to show consistency as a pass rusher. Right now the tools are very raw. I feel like more experience will definitely help him out. Pick 6. Will Johnson going to the Commanders. Love it. This cornerback room desperately needs some helps. Some helps? What is English even? Well, Will Johnson, he's looking at Dan Quinn and saying, I can be your hero, baby. That's right. Because currently they got Michael Davis, not a long-term answer. Benjamin St. Juste is nice. He's got inside-outside flexibility, but I mean, for the most part, he's going to be playing outside because of Mike Sainer still is going to be playing the slot there. Manuel Forbes wasn't drafted by this this organization. It's a new GM, it's a new head coaching staff. They don't have to tie themselves to him. So, yeah, Will Johnson would be great. He's my top overall prospect in this class. The Cardinals go with James Pierce Jr. They need pass rush. Currently, they got a plethora of pass rushers on IR. But even if they didn't, you look at the pass rush and you're like, yeah, we could definitely add some more. Pierce, phenomenal, stupid, explosive. New Orleans Saints, they go with Shadur Sanders. Again, I am not in on that there's a top 10 quarterback in this class yet, but Shadur is definitely, his name is in the run in there. There are definitely some things he could iron out with his game, but when it comes to like just precision passer, just a great feel for how to throw the football, whether it's touch pass, do I need to throw a little more zip on it? Like, honestly, Shadur has some very, very nice touch passes. If you go back to last year, the man knows how and where to put it. And I mean, yeah, this team can't be in on Derek Carr. I'm going to be honest. I think Dennis Allen might end up being the first head coach of the 2024 NFL season to get the can. I have a feeling, maybe. I just don't see that offense really turning around. And I'm a big believer in Kubiak. I think he's going to come in and he's going to do good things. But Dennis Allen, great defensive-minded coach. I don't think he's a head coach. Kind of like Arthur Smith, great offensive-minded coach, not a head coach. Everybody loves the NFL draft, and I know you want to be familiar with every potential prospect that your team may draft. So I got good news for you. My draft guide is available for purchase. It is good throughout the entire draft cycle, and it updates through the season regularly. You'll get my current evals and rankings on hundreds of different players with player backgrounds and analytics. It also contains combine and pro day numbers, as well as my notes from the Senior and Shrine Bowl. You can purchase it for a one-time payment of $30 on PayPal, Venmo, and now I have the Cash App. Follow the link in the description and be sure to include your email because it is a Google spreadsheet. That is how I share it with you. So please don't make me hunt down your email. Just don't do it. Anywho, it's a great purchase and it's a great way to support the channel. With pick 9, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take Travis Hunter, and they specifically list him as a corner, which is key because I'm very curious to see what Hunter wants to do. I imagine he's going to look and be like, hey, wide receivers, they get paid more money, and I want to get paid lots of money, so I'm a wide receiver. It's going to be a fascinating draft process with him. It just is, but this is a team that does need cornerback help, so I like the pick. Minnesota Vikings take Malachi Starks. Like, okay, I get it. This team loves safeties, but they're kind of set at safety. I mean, let's just take a look at this safety room. Because they got Cameron Bynum. Harrison Smith is still playing good football. Obviously, Joshua Medalis, who can kick in the slot, play safety. So, like, they're set at safety. They don't need more safeties. So, I don't necessarily love this pickup. I just don't. So, I don't know, man. That's gonna be something. I don't know about that pick there, Mr. Wilson. I don't know. Pick 11, Seattle Seahawks. They go Deone Walker, defensive tackle out of Kentucky. He's a big, massive human being, 6'6", 350. The man can eat space, and they need a space eater in that middle, and you're going to be pairing him up with Byron Murphy. I like it. I love it. Send it. Colts, they go with Benjamin Morrison. He would be a great fit for Gus Bradley's defense. He really, really would. This is a team that currently does have a opening at corner 2. They currently have Jalen Jones or Jalen Johnson. I think it's Jalen Johnson. I always get Jalen Johnson, Jalen Jones mixed up. It is indeed Jalen Jones. Okay, got it. So Jalen Jones, who was fine last year. He was fine as a 7th round rookie. If he does build upon last year and look good, then cool, great. But it doesn't hurt bringing in competition. Cornerback is the most volatile position in the NFL. At pick 13, the Las Vegas Raiders go with Cam Ward. Hot diggity dog. All right, so Ward is one of my favorite players in the class. The QB most likely will go late day 2, early day 3. That's fair. Hurricane, by the way. Love him with the Hurricanes. But yeah, I mean, you love the arm. He's got a live arm at any moment, but obviously the decision making needs to get better. The throw to throw accuracy needs to get better. We'll see if that happens in Miami, but yeah, Cam Ward, he's pretty dope. This does feel early for him. Pick 14, Jacksonville Jaguars go with Jonah Savanea out of Arizona. They're specifically listing him as a tackle, but he could play guard, which is kind of fortunate. The Jags, they're probably looking for the left tackle of the future. They're probably looking for some more guard help. Currently listed at guard, you got Ezra Cleveland, who they did just re-sign this offseason. Brandon Sheriff, up there in years, does have a bit of an injury history. So it honestly fills 2 potential needs going into next offseason. Pick 15, Steelers, they go with Tetero McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona. No wide receiver off the board, by the way. Luther Burden. Does everyone hate Luther Burden? Dude, I love me some Luther Burden. But Tetero, man, again, I said this in yesterday's video. Him and George Pickens would be a terrifying combo of wide receivers because you're just dealing with some height, some physicality, guys that can consistently win 50-50 balls. You love it. You love it. But you got to figure out that quarterback position. You got to figure it out. I mean, Russell Wilson, because I'm recording this on Wednesday, was just named the starting quarterback. Ugh, don't love it. Don't love it. All right, Chicago Bears are the next pick. They're going with Abdul Qadir. I like taking the roll of the dice on the upside. We know athletic freak. That is what Carter is. Now he will be playing edge full time, which is great, man. He was someone constantly showing that blitz and upside. Now you're just going to be putting him on the edge full time. You've seen flashes from Austin Booker, so it makes sense to try to swing on edge and ensure that, hey, it doesn't matter who's on the field among our pass rushers. We got 2 great ones at any moment. Real quick, I got to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. I absolutely love Underdog Fantasy because I love football, and now that the football season is far and away, it doesn't mean my betting season has to be because they do all kinds of sports, whether it's baseball, basketball, esports even. They got you covered, whether that's weekly best ball or my favorite, higher lower on player props. So if you sign up at Underdog Fantasy using promo code BROSHMO, then they will give you a first-time deposit up to $250. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So if you're going to go and bet with Underdog Fantasy, use promo code BROSHMO. Take advantage of this offer, but please bet responsibly and bet within your means. At pick 17, the Cleveland Browns take Quinn Ewers, QB out of Texas. So, yeah, this is probably a make or break year for Deshaun Watson. I'm unfamiliar with what or how much dead money that it would take to move on from him after this season. I imagine it's a lot. I mean, the team kept 4 quarterbacks on the roster after cuts. So, I mean, we'll see. Like, talk about probably potentially one of the worst sign-ins in trades of all time. Deshaun Watson has happened to be that thus far. Let's hopefully get a full season of him. But, I mean, you might just have to take it on the chin, eat the dead money, and say, hey, we made a mistake. We need to get better. Let's go Quinn Ewers. Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Chargers go with Luther Burden. I love this pick. This is a great pick. The dude's phenomenal after the catch. Reminds me a lot of Malik Neighbors. Might not have the same type of speed / explosiveness as Neighbors, but the elusiveness of Neighbors is certainly there when it comes to Burden. And I mean, you already got Ladd. Now you add Burden. You're hoping to get something from Johnston. I think Josh Palmer's in the final year of his deal, so it would make sense maybe to go after another wide receiver. But I mean, when value's there, you take value. We got Atlanta Falcons going with Harold Perkins, linebacker out of LSU. Bit of a tweener, could play edge and linebacker. And this is a team that desperately needs some edge help. What was Raheem Morris's blitz rate? I'm fairly confident he's up there in blitz rate. This is why I write these things down, because sometimes I don't remember. He was 11th last year, so that fits the bill. So I don't imagine that's going to be changing. So you're going to be able to take advantage of both aspects of Perkins. I think it was the Texans in Field Yates's mock draft that I kind of criticized, because it's a team that doesn't often blitz, and you want to take advantage of that blitz and upside. And here with the Falcons, you would do that, because I just don't like. While he's shown, like, last year was a big improvement, a big step up. Like, he played well in coverage, but again, you want to take advantage of just that upside. It's just he doesn't have the size to consistently play out there on the edge. Pick 20, Los Angeles Rams go with Connor Wegman. Out of Texas A&M. Only problem with Wegman, because like, you'll watch him last year and be like, wow, yeah, there's something there, man. This guy can be a stud, but hasn't played a lot of football. Got hurt last year, played all of 4 games. The year before that, I think he only played a few games as well. Like, because Wegman's currently my quarterback 8. He started the last 4 games in 2022, started the first 4 games in 2023. So I'm not saying he's injury prone. I'm just saying I want to see more of him. Give me a larger sample size. Pick 21, Miami Dolphins. They go with Denzel Burke. Okay. I don't really think our offense is trending that way for, like, in terms of what Burke's great at. He's like a very good press man guy. Not to say he can't play other coverages, but you really want to take advantage of that press man ability. And I just don't see the Dolphins playing a lot of press man next year. I think we're going to dip into a lot of what we saw with Mike McDonald, and it's going to be quarters heavy, and you're really only going to see like that cover 1, cover 0 on like third downs. It's going to be very situational, but yeah, I guess it's fine. Where's the offensive line help? Oh, I see where the offensive line help is. Going to the Dallas Cowboys at pick 22 with Emory Jones. Interesting. So they're listening to him. They list him as a tackle. They talk about he could potentially play guard, so that's cool. He gives you versatility. You did see Terrence Steele struggle a bit last season, so it's not a terrible idea to maybe go after another tackle. I don't know how much money's tied up in Terrence Steele if they were to move on from him. Again, assuming if the year was disastrous, that's something to keep in mind. And plus, I mean, this is a team that's going to have to get off some contracts. They've already paid CD. They got to pay Micah, and they might pay Dak. So it's like you're going to have a lot of money not available to you, so you're going to have to get cheaper in other places. We got Buffalo Bills going with Emeka Buka. He could probably play both outside and inside, but I think he is probably the top slot receiver in this class. I think that's where he works best, because it's not like he's a elite leveled athlete. He's a good athlete, but really where you see him take advantage of that most is in the slot, where he's able to be shifty. He's a very nuanced route runner. So, like, I mean, I guess adding more playmakers to Josh Allen isn't a bad answer. Green Bay Packers go with Siobhan Revel Jr. out of East Carolina. I love this dude. He is long. He is feisty. He's got a track background. He was offered thousands, and I mean thousands, of dollars in NIL money to move to a Power 4 school. He was like, nah, I'm going to end my collegiate career with East Carolina, the team that took a chance on me. So that's cool, but like really where his stock's going to be made is during the offseason draft process. I imagine he's going to be really good in the, where's ECU? They're the AAC, right? But I can see it. You know, Eric Stokes, he can't stay healthy. Jair Alexander, like he's good. He's not what he once was, but he's good. You want to it's a volatile position, corner. You want to add more guys, it's fine. We got the New York Jets going to Leak Williams, defensive tackle at Ohio State. I like the addition of a tackle here for the Jets. I mean, it's already a great defense, but I mean, why not? Just keep adding guys. I'm hoping Leonard Taylor, I think he actually made the final 53. Yeah, he did. My boy, Leonard Taylor, making the final 53. I don't know if he'll make any noise this season. I'm hoping he will. But I don't know. I feel like you go offense, man, right? I feel like you go offense. Maybe grab another receiver, look the quarter. Like, honestly, in this class, I think picking in this like mid to late first round area might be ideal to take a quarterback, just because I do think this quarterback class may fall. Again, very early. We'll find out more information further we get into college football, but I feel like I might want to address the offense if I'm the Jets. Pick 26, Bengals go with Nick Skirton, edge out of Texas A&M, formerly of Purdue. He's big, 6'4", 285, plays with good explosiveness though. Nice long arms, gets good leverage at that size. He's definitely a lot more nimble than you would expect. Everything I thought, DeMarvin Neal would be, but this would be phenomenal. The Bengals have struggled to find consistency, honestly, along the whole defensive line when it's come to their pass rushers. Like, DJ Reader was great when healthy, but caveat there, when healthy. Trey Hendrickson's been awesome, but like Miles Murphy, I think he's starting the year on the pup. Joseph Asai hasn't really done much. He's more been a DPR, so I like the pick. We got the Texans. They're going JT Tuimoloau, going with another edge. Don't think they necessarily have to. I'd rather go with some interior help. I think Kenneth Grant's still on the board. That'd probably be the guy I'm going with, because I definitely think, and I don't get Texans fans, they somehow think their interior's got it better. By the way, like, I get it. My deep dive series, it's not intentionally designed to piss people off, but when you're throwing your takes out there about an NFL team, I get it. People aren't going to like it, especially fans. They're not always going to like it. They're not always going to love it. But hey, my takes are my takes. Don't be mad at some guy on the internet's opinion. Don't be mad about it. Just focus on rationalizing your own football opinions. But I don't get how they think their defensive interior got better. Because for one, the ceiling's now far lower, losing like a Malik Collins, trading him away. And they replace them with, they replace these guys with like fine rotation players, but they're nothing more than that. Your ceiling didn't get higher. I would argue their interior is probably among like the bottom half of the league. I think bottom half of the league is right. So like in that like 17 to 32 area, I'd put them somewhere in the middle there, right? So I would want to focus an interior player if I'm the Texans. Tyler Booker, going to the Philadelphia Eagles. What? I mean, I guess the Eagles do love them, the SEC. They love them, Georgia, but this time they're going to Alabama. I don't mind it. Tyler Booker would be great. A guy that potentially, I honestly believe, can probably play tackle. Very good mover at like 6'5", 250 pounds. But you could keep him at guard. And right now that right guard position's a little bit open with Mekhi Becton. I think he's on a 1 or 2 year. Regardless, Tyler Steen, like you don't have a for sure answer there. So I like that pick. Pick 29, we got the Detroit Lions taking Landon Jackson. For me, Landon Jackson just has a few red flags, whether it's the injury history, whether it's the lack of consistency. I know he had one big game against Alabama, but can I see that? Can I see that type of play for the duration of a season? So I'm not going to deny the tools. Like the dude is huge, the dude is big, the dude is explosive, but it's real back on this. We got a running back going to the Ravens, Quinshon Judkins. Not my top back, but he is my back too. This run back class is going to be fascinating. I don't know if it's going to produce a first round caliber back. To be fair, I'm pretty big stickler when it comes to drafting running backs in the first round. I think over the last 4 years, I've only had one running back with a first round grade by the end of the process. And that, of course, was Bijan Robinson. Not to say I didn't have a lot of guys inside my top 50, because I certainly did. Guys like Javonte Williams, Najee, Travis Etienne, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall. Like, I've had a ton of those guys in my top 50. It's none of again, I mean, it's just because of how disvalued, unfortunately, the running back position is, and that's just the fact of the matter. The NFL feels like it certainly is starting to swing the other way. But I mean, currently, you got Derrick Henry. You could be looking for a more long-term answer. It's not like Keaton Mitchell, even when he comes back healthy, is a workhorse back. So you could bring in the great vision of Judkins with the lightning quicks, the speed, the home run ability of Mitchell, and feel pretty good. Okay, the 49ers go with Colston Loveland. And this is actually my first, this is the first tight end in the first round. This is probably where I see the first tight end going around this area, but I don't think the Niners really need a tight end. Do they? I mean, they got George Kittle, and Kittle's still producing really well. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily love that. Who are their backups at tight end? Oh, it don't look good. It don't look good. To be fair, they got some guys on the IR. Oh, did my boy Willis not make the team? What? He's so solid. Okay, whatever. That's fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so yeah, there's not many tight ends behind Kittle. That's fair. But I think I'd rather take that shot on day 2 rather than day 1. And I get a lot of edge talents come off the board, but you could probably talk me into another position. You really, really can. Pick 32, we got Danny Stutzman, the first linebacker off the board. Out of Oklahoma, going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Nick Bolton is in the final year of his deal. They did extend Drew Tranquill. They have Leo Chenal, and I love Leo Chenal. I love Nick Bolton. Actually, those are two guys I really liked coming out of their respective classes. Both were, I think, top 40 prospects for me. And both have played really well. Nick Bolton, unfortunately, has been banged up the last few years. But, Stutz, I think this makes sense. And I get it if you want to, highlight a linebacker in your mock draft. I think that's A-okay. Makes sense to me. I like Stutzman. I think it's a very talented linebacker class. Well, Wilson did technically draft Harold Perkins, who is more linebacker, I think, than he is edge, at least from a size perspective. But yeah, no, I like seeing Stutzman's name up there, man. I really do. But that's it here. That's the mock draft. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you want more draft content, I put out my stock report on week 0. That's right. I went over the SMU Nevada game, the Florida State Georgia Tech game, and I picked out prospects that had good and bad performances. So, hey, follow along. The draft process doesn't have to begin at the end of the NFL season. Why not keep track of some of these guys during the college football season? Just saying. But as always, until next time, Be easy, my friends. Later.